Good evening and welcome to the news roundup for Monday, March 20. I am Abigail Smythe. Now, before we get into the newscast, as usual, please remember to like this video, share your views in the comments, and share the video with your family and your friends.
Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them!
Now for the news in detail. A driver and 3 guards attached to the Beryllium security company were shot and injured during an armed robbery in Portmore, St. Catherine Sunday afternoon. Reports are that around 12:30, the guards were about to service a Scotiabank automated teller machine (ATM) in Brayton Parkway when they came under heavy fire by armed men with high-powered weapons. The attackers made off with $23.2 million. All 4 men have been hospitalized and are receiving treatment. The driver, a former soldier, maneuvered the vehicle while it came under fire and also returned fire. He was shot in his leg. One of the guards, who was in the ATM when he was attacked, was shot 8 times. He is in serious but stable condition. The other 2 guards received wounds to the arm and leg respectively. They are expected to be treated and released. A civilian was also injured. The police say over 70 M16 rounds and over 90 9mm bullets were fired. The police were assisted by the Jamaica Defense Force in seeking to apprehend the perpetrators. 2 vehicles believed to have been used in the attack were recovered in Lake Spence, St. Catherine. Head of the Corporate Communications Unit of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, Senior Superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, says while members of the public might be understandably concerned about their safety using ATMs, the recent attacks appear to be targeted. She says the police will be holding discussions with Beryllium and making recommendations regarding improving the security of its operations. She, however, notes that no system is foolproof. Thieves broke into the Jamaica Defense Force JDF camp in Moneague, St. Anne and made off with more than $90,000. Police say the incident occurred between 9:30 p.m. on Friday and 6:45 Saturday morning. It is understood that the culprits entered the compound and forced open the front door to a building. They then entered and stole $93,000, then left through the entry point. No one has been held in connection with the robbery. The Moneague camp is home to Jamaica's 2nd Battalion. It consists of a training ground and barracks. The camp is said to be on 24-hour patrol by military police. A 23-year-old Clarendon woman was shot and killed in Sheffield District in Negril, Westmoreland on Sunday. She has been identified as Moesha Heath, a makeup artist of a Maypen address. It is understood that Heath had recently relocated to Negril to live with her boyfriend. Reports from the Negril police are that about 5:50 p.m. Heath was in the process of exiting her motor vehicle when she was approached by 3 men coming from the rear of her house. The men subsequently opened fire at her. The police were summoned, and on their arrival, Heath was seen on her back with gunshot wounds to her upper body. She was transported to hospital where she was pronounced dead. Up to March 11, Westmoreland had recorded a total of 18 murders. A popular male makeup artist and hairstylist was stabbed to death during a dispute in Hopewell, Hanover on Saturday. The deceased is 21-year-old Christopher Hibbert, popularly known as one Chris Buzz or Chris of a Hopewell address. Reports from the Sandy Bay Police are that around 5:45 Saturday afternoon, Hibbert was at his business establishment when he got into an altercation with a man. Hibbert was stabbed multiple times. He was taken to hospital where he died while undergoing treatment. The police have not disclosed if the alleged attacker was taken into custody or revealed any presumed motive for the killing. With 3 confirmed cases of viral conjunctivitis or pink eye in Westmoreland, the parish's health department is urging residents to take precaution to prevent an outbreak. The department says surveillance data show that the 3 cases were confirmed in the Negril Health District and detected in children ages 2, 3, and 5. Health Promotion and Education Officer for the parish, Gerald Miller, says while there is no outbreak at this time, he is advising the public to take steps to decrease their risk of becoming infected with pink eye. These measures, he says, include washing hands regularly, limiting handshakes, and wearing eye protection when exposed to wind, dust, heat, or sun to avoid irritation. Persons are also being urged to avoid touching the eyes unnecessarily and sharing eye makeup, eye medicines, and contact lenses, containers, and solutions. Pink eye is redness and swelling of the eye that may be due to infection or irritation caused by viruses. Signs of the virus include redness and watery eyes, itchy and or burning eyes, a grainy feeling in the eyes, and hypersensitivity to light. Pink eye is a common condition, and the infection can be spread by touching or rubbing the eyes with dirty hands or sharing objects such as eye drops, contact lenses, towel or handkerchiefs, and makeup. Most people will recover from pink eye within 7 to 10 days without medical treatment. Consumers are being warned to brace for an increase in the price of eggs. This is due to a steep rise in the cost of production. President of the Jamaica Egg Farmers Association, Mark Campbell, says the spike in the cost of egg production has already resulted in a price hike on the product in some international markets. He also blames the spiraling expense faced by egg farmers among the causes for a contraction in the supply of eggs now being experienced on the local market. He highlights that the cost to feed the birds as well as to replenish the flock account for 75% of the overall expense to egg farmers. Mr. Campbell says though there is not currently an acute shortage in supply, it is trending in that direction. A high-level probe is underway into allegations that a serial fraudster mysteriously walked out of his cell at a police lockup in Kingston and went on a spree that lasted several hours. Sources say at least one of the unauthorized excursions reportedly happened following a handover of the detainee to officers from another police station when they went to pick him up at the Kingston Central Police lockup between late December and early January. The sources say the detainee, Garth Savory, was seen at several places, including his home and a restaurant, during his unauthorized release, which was uncovered on the day he was to appear in court. A source close to the case said that a cop who reportedly negotiated a payment of at least $50,000 for Savory's joyride has been suspended from duty. The Court Administration Division confirmed that Savory, a former marketing manager of the Jamaica Football Federation, and his co-accused Ramon Gordon, both from the same Upper St. Andrew community, are facing charges of forgery and uttering forged documents. The case stretches back to at least 3 years ago. In a ruling handed down on November 30 last year, a judge of the Corporate Area Criminal Court ordered that the case be transferred to the Home Circuit Court, which can impose higher sentences. Court documents reveal that up to 2018, Savory had 19 convictions of similar charges. Both he and Gordon were previously convicted of fraudulent offenses, including forging the signature of former Minister of National Security Peter Bunting on letters they wrote to the Registrar General Department under the ministry's letterhead requesting emergency birth certificates for several people. In that 2016 case, the two pleaded guilty. Savory was fined $350,000 and given a 3-year suspended sentence, while Gordon was sentenced to 2 years probation. Both were remanded when they were arrested on the current charges. A St. Catherine man who police believe had fled his home in Gordon Pen was tracked down by an unknown assailant and murdered in Bog Walk Monday morning. The deceased has been identified as Ricardo Brady Edwards from Gordon Pen in Spanish Town. He was shot dead by a gunman in an area known as Cashew Walk in West Prospect, Bog Walk. Police reports indicate that about 11 a.m., Edwards went to a corner shop in the community when he was pounced upon by a man who opened gunfire at him. The police say Edwards ran into a dwelling adjoining the shop and was pursued by his attacker, who continued firing before fleeing on foot in the area. Residents summoned the authorities, who found the deceased with several gunshot wounds partially slung over the rim of a blue barrel. The police say Edwards fled Gordon Penn following a disagreement he had with men from the community. The police believe his new location was later discovered and he was killed. And the police in St. James are now searching for a CHOP victim who returned minutes later and shot his attacker to death. The incident took place at Queens Drive in Montego Bay on Sunday. Police have identified the deceased as 45-year-old David Roy from the resort city. Reports are that about 3:15 p.m., Roy and a man had a dispute which turned physical. Police say during the altercation, Roy used a machete to inflict a wound on the man. The man reportedly left and later returned. A firearm was then used to shoot Roy multiple times. The suspect allegedly made good his escape in a waiting motor car. The police were alerted and the now deceased man was transported to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Efforts to locate the suspect have so far been futile. In business news, a delivery application and service provider Hugo App is closing its Jamaican operations. The El Salvador-based company announced the decision via a memo to partners dated March 17. Hugo App says the decision follows strategic planning which took place after it was acquired by Germany-based Delivery Heroes. Upon entry into the Jamaican market in early 2021, Hugo was set to provide about 300 jobs in the quick service delivery market, which had seen a boom due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Based on the memo, Hugo is to end the commission agreement it has with its Jamaican partners on April 30 at 10 p.m. In the region, Guyana's President Irfan Ali has sought to assure the United States that his country is ready to guarantee America's energy security. His statement comes as members of the Congressional House Ways and Means Committee are laying the groundwork to displace China as a preferred business partner in Latin America and the Caribbean. Committee Chairman Jason Smith issued a statement in which he said that the aim of the Biden administration is to lead the way in developing, extracting, and selling Guyanese oil. He noted that the increased production has the potential to greatly benefit both the U.S. and Guyana and help thwart China's attempts to achieve energy dominance. On the international scene, former U.S. President Donald Trump said on Saturday that he expects to be arrested in connection with the investigation by the Manhattan District Attorney this week and has urged his supporters to stage protests on his behalf. The case brought by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg arose from allegations that hush money was paid on Trump's behalf to ex-porn actress Stormy Daniels in the run-up to the 2016 presidential election in order to cover up an affair. Ms. Daniels claimed she and Trump had sex and that she accepted $130,000 from his then lawyer Michael Cohen in exchange for her silence on the encounter. Cohen was later jailed on multiple charges in relation to that issue. Trump is under investigation in relation to several other matters, including the January 6, 2021 insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, his alleged attempts to overturn the legitimate result of the 2020 presidential election in the state of Georgia, and concerning his handling of classified documents taken from the White House at the end of his presidential term to his private residence, Mar-a-Lago in Florida. And in sports news, Arnett Gardens scored deep into stoppage time on Sunday to earn a 1-1 draw against Humble Lion in their return round Jamaica Premier League game. Arnett holds on to their lead on the points table. Arnett Gardens, who are drawing back-to-back games after winning 6 games in a row, are on 38 points, 2 more than Cavalier FC, while Mount Pleasant FA are in 3rd place after they were beaten 2-0 by 10-man Waterhouse, who have won 3 games in a row. In other games, Harborview earned a 2-2 draw against Tivoli Gardens. Portmore United beat neighbours Dunbeholden 3-1. Montego Bay United and Vere United had their biggest scoring day this season, both scoring 3 goals, but had to settle for a 3-3 draw in a game played in rain and with muddy underfoot conditions. And overseas, Barcelona snatched a 2-1 Clásico win over Real Madrid on Sunday to move 12 points clear at the top of La Liga. The victory dents Madrid's ambitions of retaining the title and leaves the Catalans close to lifting the trophy for the first time since 2019. And that's it for your news roundup for today. Please remember to like this video, leave a comment, and share the video with your family and friends. I am Abigail Smythe. Have a good evening and see you next time.
Teach them! Hey, yo, hello! Send the message and make it reach them. It's teach them. Right here, Warlord representing.
Thank you for watching. Like the video before you go. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. And remember to share the video with your friends and family. And browse the channel for more quality content. Until next time, walk good, my friends.
Teach them!